Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how you can practice asking questions in English. I'm going to use two artificial intelligence chatbots, Gemini and ChatGPT. I have found that Grok is not as good as these two, so I'm going to focus only on Gemini and ChatGPT. So first we need to tell the chatbot to act as an English teacher for intermediate level. I'm going to tell you 5 questions in different tenses using different modal verbs, conditionals, and after every question tell me if they are grammatically correct or give me feedback on the mistakes. Don't answer the questions. This is just for me to check if my questions are correct. Let's say practice your questions in English if you understand the instructions. Alright. So apparently, we can be sure the instructions are clear. I'm ready to check your 5 questions for grammatical correctness and give you feedback on any mistakes. Just send them one by one. So we can have the questions already written apart, and I'm going to just copy and paste them, and I already noted which questions are incorrect. Let's begin with the first one. Do you can play the guitar? Grammatically incorrect. The mistake here is using both the auxiliary verb do and the modal verb can together. In English, when you use a modal verb like can, should, must, or might, you do not use do, does, or did to form the question. Correction and explanation. Original, do you can play the guitar? Correction 1, using the modal verb, can you play the guitar? This is the most natural way to ask about ability. Or using only the present simple, do you play the guitar? This is correct, but changes the meaning from asking about ability to asking about a habit or fact. Alright? Remember, modal verbs form questions by simply inverting the subject and the verb. You can you? Alright. Next question. Where do you live? Check the pronunciation of the verb live. This verb is never live. Alright. Where do you live is incorrect. But here just focus on the writing. Where do you live? That's a perfect question. The question is a present simple WH question and the structure is flawless. Good. Send me your third question. And the third question is also correct. This is a conditional question, second conditional. What would you do if you lived on the moon? Second conditional question, grammatically correct. If clause condition, if you lived on the moon, past simple tense, main clause, the result, what would you do? Modal verb would plus the base form of the verb. You've correctly matched the tenses. Remember, ready for number 4. Alright, here we have an error. Have you ever seen a ghost? That's incorrect. Let's see why. That uses the present perfect tense. The question uses the present perfect tense. Grammatically incorrect. The mistake here is in the form of the main verb. When you use the auxiliary verb have for the present perfect tense, the main verb must be in its past participle form. So the correction is, have you ever seen a ghost? The structure of a present perfect question is have or has, the subject. You can include ever if it's about a life experience, and the past participle of the main verb, seen, eaten, gone, been. Alright? And for the past participle, remember to use the correct pronunciation of regular verbs, ed verbs. So, as a reminder, the verb to see has the following forms: base form see, past simple saw, past participle seen. You have one more question to go. What's your fifth question? All right, the fifth question is the books today. That is an attempt to ask a question, but it's not a complete sentence, so it is grammatically incomplete and doesn't convey a clear meaning. Grammatically incomplete. A complete sentence needs at least a subject and a verb, or an auxiliary verb if it's a question, to make sense. This structure is missing the main action or state. Correction and explanation. To turn this into a clear grammatical question, you need to add the verb and likely an auxiliary verb depending on the tense and meaning you want to express. All right. So here you have a few possible corrections based only on the 3 words you asked. All right. So it could be, do you read the books today? Or are you reading the books today? Or should I bring the books today? Or did you finish the books today? All right. Rule to remember: every complete question, except for those using modal verbs or to be as the main verb, needs an auxiliary verb, do, have, be, followed by a main verb. All right. Let's practice one more question, and this is very common. I can go to the bathroom. Oops, this is a mistake. It's a sentence, but I made a mistake here with a punctuation mark. But the question is, I can go to the bathroom. Very common in the classroom. Grammatically correct, but understandable. While people would understand what you mean using can I to ask for permission, is grammatically less formal and often considered incorrect in favor of other modal verbs in formal English, especially in a teaching or academic setting. The main issue in the structure is that you use the statement form, the affirmative form. I can go to the bathroom. That means an ability to go to a place. So the question should be, can I go to the bathroom, or could I go to the bathroom? All right. To form a correct question using a modal verb, you must invert you must invert the subject and the modal verb. Better options for asking for permission. While can I asks about your ability, it is generally better to use these modal verbs when asking for permission. May I go to the bathroom? This is the most polite and grammatically correct way to ask for permission. Or could I go to the bathroom? This is a polite and softer alternative to may I. No, may I. May I. All right. So I hope this use of artificial intelligence is useful for you, because it helps you with some grammar structures, mainly questions. Now let's see how we can do this with ChatGPT. Here I have the same prompt: act as an English teacher for intermediate level. I'm going to tell you 5 questions in different tenses, using different modal verbs, conditionals, and after every question tell me if they are grammatically correct or give me feedback on the mistakes. All right, and I don't need ChatGPT to answer the questions. Now for this I'm going to use my phone to give verbally the questions. All right, let's practice your questions in English. So I'm going to read them. Do you can play the guitar?
That question would be more natural as can you play the guitar? The phrase did you can is not correct, so just using can you is the right way to go. Great job trying it out.
All right, my next question is, where do you live?
That question is perfectly correct. There's no mistake there at all. Nicely done.
Next question, what would you do if you lived on the moon?
That question is also correct. The conditional structure is spot on and it sounds natural. Great job.
Alright, my next question is, have you ever seen a ghost?
That question is perfectly correct as well. The present perfect form is used properly and sounds natural. Well done.
And the final question is, the books today?
So that question is incomplete as it stands. You might want to add a verb like, are the books today interesting, or have you read the books today? Just a small adjustment needed. Great effort.
Alright, and let's just refresh the page. And let's see. You can play the guitar. That question would be more natural as can you play the guitar? Alright. The phrase did you can is not correct. No, it was do you can. Well, I don't know why he didn't answer or he didn't understand the first word, but obviously this is similar to the last question, the books today. Alright. So remember, questions begin with the auxiliary or modal verb. Can you? May I? Alright, my next question is, where do you live? That question is perfectly correct. Remember the correct pronunciation of the verb live. Next question is also correct. What would you do if you lived on the moon? That question is also correct. The conditional structure is spot on and it sounds natural. Great job. Alright, my next question is, have you ever seen a ghost? I didn't say seen, I said see. Have you ever seen a ghost? But maybe the chatbot heard seen. Alright. So if the chatbot understood the seen, it's correct. If the chatbot understood see, that would be incorrect. The next one, I don't know why this was in Spanish. All my configuration is in English. Alright. The books today. So that question is incomplete as it stands. You might want to add the verb like, are the books today interesting, or have you read the books today? Just a small adjustment needed. Great effort. Well, not small. Definitely not a small adjustment, because just the books today doesn't have any meaning. Let's see what happens with. Let me try another question. I can go to the bathroom. The correct form of a question is, can I go to the bathroom? You need to invert the subject and the modal verb to make a proper question. Alright? So you have learned questions since the very first English course, basic one. So if you make mistakes with questions like this one, for example, it means you need more practice. All right. So I'm going to share the prompt on here in the comments on the video, on the description of the video, so you can practice. You can copy it, paste it on your favorite artificial intelligence chatbot. It can be ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, or any other chatbot that can provide the feedback, all right, for you to practice. All right then, I hope this helps. See you around.